Hi you guys, Sherri again. We're going to start today with some questions I have for our base nutritionist dietitian, Esther Bustamante. So through this summer, I've had a lot of questions regarding energy drinks, if they're good, which one's better, what's in it, what makes it bad, does it give you a heart attack? I've heard all the questions. So I'm going to give it to the professional and see what you say about energy drinks.
Thank you for having me, Sherri. So energy drinks themselves aren't inherently bad. It's the caffeine content you want to pay attention to. So some of the more popular energy drinks out there can have up to 300 milligrams of caffeine in one can. And I know there are a lot of airmen out there that are having more than one can per day. For a reference, the average cup of coffee has about 95 milligrams of caffeine. So, too much caffeine could have the potential to cause, headaches, dizziness, increased heart rate, feelings of anxiety, especially in this summer heat when, we're already feeling kind of like overheated and the heart rate does go up from, heat. So adding some caffeine on top of that could be a disaster, especially if you are sensitive to that. Another potential danger to think of is, you asked what's in them. There's no standard recipe for energy drinks. They can throw in, kind of whatever they want.
Oh, wow.
Attractive. So a lot of these could be other stimulants. And if you're topping these stimulants off with more caffeine, there's a potential for danger there. So that's something you want to watch out for. So really check those labels. Make sure that the caffeine content is within a reasonable range, and also look out for any ingredients that have the INE at the end. Those are common stimulants.
Oh, okay. INE. Okay. So some of the energy drinks that I've heard, Red Bull, Bang, Monsters, they do have some that say juice or something that doesn't say energy drink, but the sugar content is really high in those, right?
Yes, they can be. Okay. Unless they are the zero sugar ones, but if you're getting the regular ones that do have the sugar, added sugar especially is something we want to avoid, for, excess weight gain, increased performance. We don't want to have, those added calories, because those liquid calories can quickly add up. And if you're somebody who's really watching your calorie intake, those could be hidden sources of those extra calories.
Wow. So like a regular sized Monster, how many calories would you say is in one?
Off the top of my head, I could not tell you. I would say maybe around 200 calories.
Wow, that's a lot in a drink. Wow. Okay.
And if you're having that with a meal?
So some people I know use them as a pre-workout, like before they start to work out, they'll drink one, get some hype going on, and then they go lift. So the down from that, how bad is the coming off that high? Is that like severe, especially if you're drinking, if you had 3 already during the day and then now you drink another one. So how that coming down off that caffeine, is that really bad for you too?
It could be. Again, it depends on the individual. Energy drinks aren't sports drinks, which are designed to fuel and rehydrate you. So it's recommended, if you are going to take an energy drink for that caffeine, for that mental and physical performance boost, they've really only seen an increase in endurance performance, something like high intensity short-term work. The research isn't there to show that. So more of an endurance-based activity. Additionally, caffeine takes about an hour to reach peak blood levels. So if you are going to take an energy drink for that caffeine, recommend, an hour before your workouts. And then, so don't take it immediately before, during, or after your exercise session.
All right, so moving on from energy drinks, the other thing I get all the time, when I used to compete, I was a natural athlete. I never used anything. But I hear people talking about things like Ghost and some of the other odd names, some psychedelics, something or other. And I know the Air Force doesn't recommend them or doesn't recognize them. Can you tell me more about what you know about that?
Yeah. So supplements, as a dietitian, we recommend food first, supplements second. Supplements do have their place in a diet to supplement that diet. We don't want that to be the focus of somebody's intake for their performance or health. So the way I classify supplements is the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we have the good supplements. Maybe you need to fill some nutritional gaps, so like a multivitamin or some condition specific one like calcium for bone health, probiotics for gut health. There are some sports supplements that are recommended. So utilizing opss.org, the only DoD approved resource for anything and everything supplement related. They do have a list of prohibited items, which has ingredients that have been flagged as potential stimulants or steroids, which are banned in the military. But then they have there's the third-party certification, which the military does recognize as okay to take. So I have a picture of those labels you want to look for.
Oh, okay. And I've seen those. USB, I've seen that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So supplements that bear one of these four seals, they've been third-party tested for quality and purity. So what you're getting in that pill, in that powder, in that gel cap, what's listed on the label is what you're getting. You don't have to worry about watered down products, any potential, harmful ingredients, any banned substances. Those are the ones you wanna include. The bad supplements I would classify as ones that don't have those seals. They might have a proprietary blend listed, where they don't list the exact ingredients. Like for example, creatine, a creatine blend, it won't have the exact amount of creatine listed. It might be a bunch of fillers. So what you're really getting is just some really expensive pee.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Of course, the ugly are the ones that have prohibited ingredients. So a big one is SARMs, selective androgenic receptor modulators, acting as synthetic testosterone basically. Those are a big one to watch out for. Those can have detrimental effects to your health, affecting your liver, interfering with the natural production of testosterone. So those would be the ugly ones, and a lot of those, you're not going to find the label on those, the seal on those.
Oh wow. Okay. So when you're using an ugly supplement, as so to say, the recovery from that, so like normally you would just do like aminos or something after a normal workout. Is it harder to get past those supplements? How long does that stay in your system?
It depends on the supplement. Okay. It could take anywhere from a few hours to a few days for it to pass through. Okay. Depending on what it is, what it's binding to.
Oh, okay. And then I've heard, and it's terrible, but I've heard high schoolers are using some supplements, and not knowing exactly, but I've just heard them using. So it seems to me like the younger you are, and you're already adding not great stuff to your body that's going to cause medical conditions later on or concerns. Is that true? I mean, I just assume.
Yeah, it definitely could. I mean, the high schoolers, you're still growing. So introducing any kind of harmful substance in a supplement, maybe you don't know exactly what you're taking. Maybe you saw it on Instagram, an influencer promoting it, and you're going to take it because you want to look like them. Unfortunately, it's not always the case. These impressionable, high schoolers are taking these things, and they may not know exactly what's in it. They don't know that they're introducing potential harm to their body, to their growing body.
Right. And as a parent, probably should be more involved in that part of it. So if they are suggesting to use it, to really look into it, to make sure it does have one of those labels.
Exactly.
Well, let's move on to the biggest topic of the day. Let's call it COVID-15. So being that we're basically closed, we're not able to train, not able to have classes, we've been putting out videos for instructor videos, we've been putting out workouts, The run clinic is still virtual, and then I do 5Ks that are virtual. So we're doing a lot of virtual stuff, but I still get a lot of emails about they took the time when they were in lockdown and put on some weight, and now they want to get it off. So where do they start?
Where do they start? Well, I mean, today's a good day to start. I know PT tests have been pushed back, is that correct?
Yes.
So you guys can use this time to really hone in on your diets. General recommendations, your fruits and vegetables, your lean proteins, whole grains, heart healthy fats. Those are going to be great components of a good diet. And I shouldn't say diet, I mean eating pattern, because diets are something you are designed to go on of and come off of.
Right.
You want something that's going to be sustainable and something that's going to be enjoyable. So I promote the 80-20 approach, where 80% of the time you're eating those good for you foods. 20% of the time you have room for those celebrations, those indulgences. Maybe you want to have like this big juicy steak for dinner and a dessert, or go out for a couple drinks. You have wiggle room for that, so you don't have to be so restricted. But yeah, watching your portions is also a good way to go. And I would say actually first off, determine what your calorie count should be. So there's a lot of calculators out there. You can go and plug in some information that can get you an estimate. Or if you're interested, they can come and see us for a bod pod, and we can get them an accurate calorie range for them.
Okay, so the Health Promotion Center, they just have to call and be able to set up a time for the bod pod. Then that'll give them the whole breakdown of their free mass, their fat mass, their everything, including calories that they should be consuming? Yes. Okay, that's good. So the one thing that I've heard a lot of is a lot of people are really wondering about, they put the weight on, they want it off now. What do you say to someone who they want it off right now?
I say slow and steady wins the race. I'm sorry, but I mean, and a lot of people turn to supplements for that. And unfortunately, there is no magic pill. It takes, some dedication and some work. Because even if you are taking supplements, it's not going to do the work for you. You still have to eat right. You still have to do your PT. And if you are losing a drastic amount of weight in a short period of time, it's mostly water weight, and you probably are going to lose some muscle mass too. And we want to keep that muscle mass since it's more metabolically active and it's going to continue to burn calories even as you're resting.
So what I've heard today from Esther is hard work, and that's what you got to do to get it done. So stay away from the supplements, stay away from the energy drinks, hard work, eat right, and get some good sleep. PT testing is coming up soon, so I think October is right around the corner. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and give Esther Bustamante a call. You can find her on the Global. We'll also put a little phone number and a link down there to the supplement site, where you can check to see if the supplements are good through the Air Force. We'll put that on there too. But thank you again, Esther, for coming out, and I'm sure I'll have you on again because the holidays are coming up. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you.